Hey, what's up, everybody? Coming up on this episode of Hit the Sled. The Redskins lose to the Rams. Bills dominate the Cowboys. The 49ers showing their true mettle against the Cardinals. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, they're not doing good. Next on Hit the Sled. Hey, what's up, everybody? This Eve coming to y'all with another episode of Hit the Sled. On this, before we get started on this episode, hey, follow me. I'm on YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel, Hit the Sled. But not only am I on YouTube, I'm also on Twitter at Hit the Sled. I'm also on Facebook at Hit the Sled. And I'm also on Instagram, Hit the Sled. And also, I'm on Twitch and TikTok. That being said, on this episode of Hit the Sled, week 15 of the National Football League, we got to get started with the Redskins against the Rams. Man. Another loss for the Commanders/Redskins. This was a bad one for y'all. This was a bad one. The Commanders go out to SoFi and it wasn't not a good game at all. Sam Howell, in my opinion, took a step back. He did not look good at all. He went 11 for 26, 102 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. He was not good at all. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. He didn't look good in a half-empty stadium. The Rams looked like they weren't even out of first gear. They just was out there. They was just out there playing. They were just doing their thing, and it looked like the Rams were coasting. To be quite honest with you, it looked like the Rams were coasting. Sam Howell, he went 11 for 26, 102 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. This right here, he took a step back. He really did. He was so bad that Jacoby Brissett had to come in the game. Jacoby Brissett comes in the game, and he was effective. He went 8 for 10, 124 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Offense started moving, tried to get it going, but the Rams were in control of this whole game. Washington, the Redskins/Commanders, they really weren't going to win this game. The Rams, it just seemed like they knew they were going to win this game, and they didn't have to do much, if anything at all, to pull out the victory. Sam Howell, in my opinion, even though he got benched, Ron Rivera said after the game that he's still going to remain the starter. He's going to continue to push forward with Sam Howell. But as you continue to move on in the season, that's why it was important for Sam Howell to have an entire season to evaluate him. The next general manager, whoever is going to be the next general manager on the Redskins/Commanders, they're going to have to make that decision as to whether or not Sam Howell is the guy. And from what I'm seeing right now, it's not looking like he will be that guy. From my opinion, what is looking like, the entire football side of the business is going to be fired. They're going to be replaced, and the next general manager is going to have to make that decision on Sam Howell, which, in my opinion, he's making that decision easy for them. But let's see, to the end of the year. Early in the year, towards the middle, he was playing. He was getting better. It seemed like he was getting better, but the last couple of weeks, he has taken a step back. He really has taken a step back, and for him to get this job, what's probably going to happen is next season, they're going to draft the Redskins. They're going to have a top 4, top 5 pick. They're going to draft a quarterback. That quarterback is going to be on the roster along with Sam Howell, in my opinion. I think Sam Howell probably will be the starter next year. He probably will be the one starting, and as the season goes on, then when the first round quarterback feel like he's ready to go, then he will step in. But to be quite honest with you, Sam Howell, it's been tough the last couple of weeks. It's been tough against Dallas. It was tough this week, and he's playing himself out of the position. But let's see towards as the season go. As far as everybody else, Terry McLaurin had a good game, but apart from that, nobody really did much at all. You know, as you look into the backups, the people in the backup positions, that guys get hurt, those guys are not. They're just guys. And in the NFL, they call them Jags. They're just other guys. Nobody on this team, other than probably Terry McLaurin, Jamin Davis, that's really it. Deshaun Dotson. Nobody on this team should be happy with their performance. Nobody should be happy with as far as are they going to be around next season. The Redskins are a total rebuild. They are a total rebuild. The Redskins currently right now, they're average to below average football team. That's why, in my opinion, what they said, according to an article in The Athletic, that Josh Harris was a part of the league meetings last week, but also he was a part of the minority developmental process for upcoming GMs. They say he was part of that evaluation. He was part of that. He was a big part of those meetings where he's evaluating up and coming minority general managers, front office people, and doing that, he's basically trying to dot his I's, cross his T's, meaning that he's trying to see if there's anybody there that's going to be able to move the ball forward, who could be a candidate to be the GM for the Commanders/Redskins. And in my opinion, from what I read, it's a gentleman right now that's the assistant GM for the Chicago Bears. His name's Ian Cunningham. That's very impressive. He got his start from Al Groh, who used to be the head coach of Virginia. He played for Al Groh, and after he was done playing, he got picked up by Kansas City. He wasn't there long. He was released, and after he was done, he knew exactly what he wanted to do, which is to become be part of personnel in the National Football League. Al Groh was able to get him on to meet Ozzie Newsome. He interviewed. He ended up getting the job, and he was Ozzie Newsome's personnel assistant for a number of years with the Ravens. He worked directly underneath Ozzie, and currently right now he worked there. He worked with the Ravens. He worked with the Eagles, and currently right now he's working with Ryan Poles as the assistant GM for the Chicago Bears. Apparently he's an up-and-coming star in the GM ranks. That's somebody that I'm sure Josh Harris got to meet, got to see, got to talk to, and got a good understanding as to if he potentially can be a candidate to be the Commanders' next GM. That's what you have to do as an owner. You have to go out and search for talent. You have to have people that can evaluate talent. And as an owner, I've been telling people for years, one of the biggest things of being a leader is you have to be able to identify talent. You have to be able to pick talent. You have to be able to see it. You have to be able to see someone and say, hey, he doesn't have the experience, but he has the talent to get the job done. And then you can put people around him to be able to, that can be able to assist him for him to do the job that needs to be done. And I think Josh Harris is going about it the right way, meeting with these type of individuals, seeing them, talking to them, interviewing them, and not to say that it's a formal interview, but being in that environment, talking to them, seeing how they interact with the fellow owners, see how they interact with their peers, see how they interact with different people. That gives you understanding as to whether or not they could be part of your football team. And so I think, me personally, I think that's a great thing what Josh Harris did, because the Redskins are a total rebuild. A lot of fans don't understand that, but the Redskins are a total rebuild. They are not going to be in the mix for another 2 years. If they're able to identify the quarterback, get the quarterback, and then build around him, then they can transition to be a middle tier to top level team quickly. But it starts with who Josh Harris is going to pick to be his front office guy, to be his general manager, who's going to be his team president. Those two people, they're going to be able to identify the coach. Who is going to be the head coach? That's going to be the most important thing. And I think the way Josh Harris is going about it is excellent. It's excellent. I'm sure, being that he was a minority owner with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he kind of knows the interview process as far as how it goes, what to do, what to ask, and stuff like that. So I think it's a great idea for him now, as the owner of the Washington Redskins / Commanders, that he's able to go into those settings and meet with those people, and try to get an inclination as to, can this person be my next general manager? Is there anybody here that can do it? And I'm sure, as he was at the Redskin game against the Rams, he came from that process knowing there are people there that we need to talk to. There are people there that could do it. We need to sit down and talk to them, though. We need to sit down and interview them. We need to understand what's their plan. What would they do with our $90 million in cap space? What would they do with our draft picks? That's what ownership is about. That's something that Dan Snyder would have never did. So in my opinion, the Redskins are losing. Yeah, as of right now, you got to look down the road. Right now they're losing. It's okay. They're 4-10. They should go 4-13. Get a top 3, top 4 pick. And if they do that, then they're on their way. They're going to get a quarterback. They're going to get a difference maker at that position. They should be able to draft a difference maker at that position. And they can even move up. If Chicago is not going to draft Caleb Williams, they should be able to move up and draft. And they have ammunition to move up and draft Caleb Williams. So I think yes, it's painful now, but I think it's the right idea moving forward. That they continue to lose. And Josh, one of the best things I said earlier in this process is that right now, the rest of this season continues to be the evaluation of Sam Howell. And now we're starting to get our answers as to whether or not Sam Howell is going to be the guy. Now we're seeing it. My next game that I'm going to talk about is Bills 31, Cowboys 10. We're not gonna sugarcoat this. This was the game of the day. However, the Cowboys were never in this game. The Cowboys were never in this game. From the first possession, the Bills were the better team. From the very first possession, the Bills were the better team. They were the more dominant team. Josh Allen beat the Cowboys by going 7 for 15 for 94 yards and 1 touchdown. Josh Allen didn't even throw for 100 yards. He had 1 touchdown, and they were able to beat the Cowboys. They were able to beat the Cowboys going away. The Bills ran the ball 49 times for 266 yards. That's 5.4 yards a carry. The Bills, I felt like I was watching the game in 85, 86. They ran the ball up the middle, but majority of the times they attacked the edges. They attacked DeMarcus Lawrence. They attacked Michael Parsons. They said, you know what? We're not going to try to beat our head up the middle. We're going to run to the edges. And sure enough, they did. Again, the Bills ran the ball for 49 times for 266 yards. Josh Allen threw for less than 50%. He threw for less than 100 yards, and they won the game 31-10. And to be honest with you, it was 31-3. The Cowboys got a touchdown on some. It was just a giveaway touchdown at the very end of the game. James Cook, the running back for the Bills, he ran the ball 25 times, 179 yards, 1 touchdown. It wasn't even close. That man right there was running. James Cook right there, Dalvin Cook's little brother, he was looking spectacular out there, making people miss in the hole, making people running over people, running around people. He was out there getting the job done. He was out there getting the job done. And credit to him. The Bills were they were the dominant team. They were the more physical team. And physicality was the difference in the game. It's no question about it. The Bills came out there and said, man, we just gonna come downhill on these people here. And sure enough, they did. They ran the ball downhill on the Cowboys, and it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. Dak Prescott, I ain't seen Dak. I've seen Dak play worse, but Dak Prescott, he went 21 for 34, 134 yards, and an interception. Dak took some punishment out there. They were hitting Dak. They was getting penetration. The left guard, the right guard got hurt. And once he got hurt, the turnstile was open. They was out there, man, just penetration, just coming downhill. Run game wasn't doing nothing. Pass rush, every time Dak would throw the ball, he getting hit. It was no personal fouls out there. He was just, they were just all over him. In my opinion, it just looked like the whole team wasn't ready to play. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like the Bills the Bills made the Cowboys not ready to play. The Cowboys, they came out there, man. And the thing was, it wasn't even cold. It wasn't even a cold day out there. The Bills are in desperate mode. I said that on the last episode of Hit the Sled, on the last pod. I said, man, the Bills are hungry. They try to make the playoffs. And when teams like this get in the playoffs, go back to the old Giants team. They went on that hot streak. Got in the playoffs, nobody could beat them. Went all the way to the Super Bowl. Green Bay, back in the day with Aaron Rodgers, they went through that hot streak, beat Atlanta. Went to Chicago, beat them peoples when Cutler got hurt in the first or second quarter. Beat them people. B.J. Rodgers getting that interception for a touchdown, doing the State Farm thing on the Bears. Green Bay goes to the Super Bowl. They play the Steelers. They beat the Steelers with that great defense. Beat them. They had no business beating the Steelers. Steelers were ready to go. Steelers had that dominant defense. I believe that was in 2009 or 2010. So what I'm trying to say is Cowboys got dominated tonight. This evening. They got dominated. And to be honest with you, this is what we wanted to see, whether or not Dallas can handle prosperity. Dallas had beat the Eagles, punished the Eagles, beat the Seahawks on that Thursday. They were flying high. And guess what happened? Got knocked on their butt. They got knocked down. Now they got to go to the Dolphins. They got to play the Dolphins next week. That's going to be a bomb burner right there. The Dolphins, Tyreek didn't play today. Tyreek going to be back next week. Tyreek will play next week. You best believe that. And they go to Miami. They ain't in Dallas. It's down there in Miami. That's going to be a hell of a game right there. So credit to the Bills. The Bills beat the Cowboys down. We're going to be hearing about this loss all week. We're going to be hearing about this all week right here because the Cowboys, they got dominated. It was physicality. It was old school. It was old school, man. It was old school. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that game. Not that because I'm a Redskin fan and going against the Cowboys. We've been losing so much. That rivalry has lost its luster. Let's put that away. That ain't it. It's the style of play the Bills came out with. The Bills just ran the ball. They was running the edges. They was hitting the edges. They was running outside zone. They was running tosses. They was running leads to the outside. They was just going. They was just attacking Micah Parsons. They was attacking Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. They said, we're going to make sure, we're going to find out whether or not y'all want to rush the passer. We're going to make sure we find out whether or not y'all can rush the passer or not. And that's what they did. They came full speed downhill on them peoples. So credit to the Bills, man. They often run the Bills dangerous, man. The Bills dangerous. The Bills are dangerous. The Bills are dangerous. The next game, that being said, the next game we're going to talk about is the 49ers against the Cardinals. Hey, let me tell y'all something. I talked about this on the last pod. I say the 49ers, we're going to find out whether the 49ers are for real. The 49ers are for real. The 49ers came out there and they dominated the Cardinals. They show why they are a true Super Bowl contender. The 49ers, Brock Purdy went 16 for 25, 242 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Brock Purdy was outstanding. Brock Purdy should be the MVP of the National Football League. Brock Purdy was outstanding. Christian McCaffrey, 18 carries, 115 yards and a touchdown. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. I'm going to tell y'all something. The 49ers, if injuries do not get a hold of the 49ers can beat anybody in pro football. The 49ers are the real deal. The 49ers are old school. They run the ball. They throw the ball. They got a quarterback that fits Kyle Shanahan's system. All blaze through. They are going full speed ahead. The game for the 49ers is going to be Christmas Eve. They play the Ravens. That's going to be the deal right there. That's a game right there. That's going to be a game. The Ravens are coming to town. That could be a Super Bowl matchup right there. That can be a Super Bowl matchup. So we're going to see when it comes to the Niners. But Niners, man, they did not play with the Cardinals, man. They showed why they're the best team in pro football. Kyle Shanahan got them boys ready to go. Them boys are ready to go. And let's just hope that I love to see greatness. And the 49ers are showing greatness. No, make no mistake about it. The 49ers are the best team in the National Football League. So we're going to see with the 49ers. The next game I'm going to talk about is Kansas City against the Patriots. We're not even going to talk about the Patriots. The Patriots so bad right now. We're not even going to talk about them. We're going to talk about Kansas City, ketchup and mustard. The Chiefs bounce back. However, they still have those issues. Pat Mahomes went 27 for 37, 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Receivers still dropping balls. Your man again, Kadarius Toney, he's still dropping balls. Travis Kelce, he had some drops today too. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the receivers are letting Pat Mahomes down. Pat Mahomes got an interception. The pass was thrown to Toney. Toney bobbled the ball, bounced the ball, get in the air. Patriots DB catches the interception. If Kansas City, they had all season, you are what you are right now. They're in week 15 of the National Football League. They still having all these drops issues. Those drops one day would cause the Chiefs a playoff game. It will cost them their season. If they're not going to clean, this is who they are. This version of the Chiefs receiving corps, this is who they are. So even though they won, they still are having those issues that are plaguing their season. So they got work to do. They got work to do. So, but good for them. They got the win. The next game I'm gonna talk about is the Steelers from Saturday. Steelers against the Colts. Hey man, I'm a huge Mike Tomlin fan, but the Steelers are bad. The Steelers are bad. The Steelers, they're not a good team right now. And the offense is pitiful. Offense is bad. This is the first time I can honestly say Mike Tomlin is in trouble. Mike Tomlin is in trouble. The Steelers are bad, y'all. Guys out there are not giving effort. Guys out there are just it does not look good. It does not look good for the Steelers. So as you look at it, man, we all are hoping that the Steelers can come back around. They just need a win. Steelers just need a win, y'all. The Steelers need a win bad. They need a win. So Let's hope they get one. The next and last game we're going to talk about is Detroit against Denver from Saturday night. Detroit came ready to play from the very beginning. Detroit. This is the Detroit team right here. We've been seeing majority of the season. The last couple of weeks they've been lose. They had a couple. They had lost a couple games, 2 out of 3, and the main reason why was that they returned the football over. Thanksgiving they lost. They lose to the Bears. That's unacceptable for a team that's trying to compete to try to get to the Super Bowl. They couldn't really do anything with it. But today they came back and they played an outstanding game after that brutal loss against the Bears last week. Jared Goff played well. Jared Goff went 24 for 34, 278 yards, 5 touchdowns, no turnovers. For Detroit to get to where they need to go to when it comes playoff time, they need Detroit. Detroit needs Jared Goff to play outstanding. They need Jared Goff that took the Rams to the Super Bowl, that went into the Super Bowl and beat Drew Brees to go to the Super Bowl. The running game was outstanding. Jahmyr Gibbs, 11 carries, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. David Montgomery, 17 carries, 85 yards. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. If Jared Goff doesn't turn the football over, Detroit can do damage. Defensively, they're not great, but they're good enough, and that's what's important. Man, Detroit, they play, especially they get home field advantage. They're still there. They're still in the mix. Now, do I expect them to get that? No, but they easily can be the 2 or 3 seed. Where if something happened with the 49ers, Detroit hosting the NFC Championship game. So this thing is coming down the stretch. It looks like, man, everybody is in it that's in the playoff picture. It's some things bubbling up. And like I said earlier, as you go into the playoffs, you want to be rounding in the form. And there are certain teams that are doing. The Niners are doing it. The Niners are doing it. The Niners are rounding into form. So one of the things I want to say, man, is that a lot of people are not believing in Detroit. I'm going to tell y'all something. Detroit is the real deal. Detroit is the real deal. So, man, I truly appreciate y'all coming to my episode of Hit the Sled. Once again, follow me on Instagram at Hit the Sled. Follow me on Twitter at Hit the Sled. And, of course, my YouTube channel where you're watching this video at. Hey, man, I truly appreciate it. Everybody that's watching my video, leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know how you guys think I can get better. And as this thing continues to evolve, as it continues to grow, it's big things coming down the line. It's big things coming down the line for Hit the Sled. Man, we are not stopping. We are going to continue. It's the NFL. We're going to continue. College football, we're going to continue. Hey, Colorado is rebuilding, y'all. We got another episode coming. We'll Hit the Sled. We drop one. College football, Colorado rebuild is on. Why Colorado can make the playoffs, and Colorado's rebuilding. Coach Prime is rebuilding, so we'll see. We'll see. But I truly appreciate y'all. Hit the sled. Hit the sled. We coming. Stay with me. We coming. Thank you, y'all.